Teams from Alabama, Indiana, Ohio, Mississippi, North Carolina, Tennessee, and right here in Georgia, all converging on LakePoint Sports for the May Slugfest. It's a Mother's Day weekend, and 65 teams are here to slug it out for Mom at the Baseball Village. I'm Cory McCartney, welcoming you into our coverage of the 14U division here in the May Slugfest. We got a matchup with the Medlock Monarchs and Gulf Coast Eagle. First pitch in this one scheduled for 9:45 a.m. I'll be joined along the way by our own Jack McCartney. Let's go ahead and take a look at our starting lineups here, presented by the Windscreen Factory. Medlock Monarchs will be led off by center fielder Turner Hesley. Then it's right fielder Griffin Abel, Cooper Bounds, Garrett Hutchinson, Thomas Royden, Ethan Jacatis, Ryder Hess, Levi Jacatis, Thomas Derrico, Ishan Dakar, Jack Huey, and Leo Stromdal will be on the mound. Gulf Coast Edge led off by Nolan Richardson. Then it's Braden Nims, Michael Wedgeworth, Hunter McDonald, Eastland Ray, Rollins Tubbs, Colton Romeo, Wright Thompson, Eli Greenlee, Elijah Fry, and Sullivan Davis. It's, again, Mother's Day weekend. A big hi to Mom if you're out there watching. So a big thanks to all the moms out there and all that you do. Here's a special message from our LakePoint athletes, Gino Goralski, Dom Rossi, and Austin Tambora, to their moms.
Happy Mother's Day, Mom. You mean the absolute world to me. You've been my biggest supporter and my best friend since I was born. I can't thank you enough for the way you've raised me, the way you're always in my corner, and the way you always lift me up when I needed to be. I was blessed to have a mom like you, and I'll never forget what you've done for me. So I'm very incredibly thankful for you and for you to be my mom.
Happy Mother's Day, Mom. I love you. You play such a huge role in my life. I mean, you literally fly across the nation to watch me play. You'll be watching my sister play at Auburn and come here to watch a day. I mean, it's unbelievable. You do more than enough for me. Love you, Mom.
Happy Mother's Day, Mom. You've been at every game. You've made me snacks between games. You've been there the whole time, taking me to games before I got my license. You mean a lot to me. I couldn't do it without you. I appreciate you. I love you, Mom.
Welcome in. Our action about to get underway here between the Medlock Monarchs and Gulf Coast Edge. Leading things off for Medlock Monarchs here, Turner Hesley. Then after Hesley, it's Griffin Abel and Cooper Bounds. First pitch goes foul there against Hesley. Got Wright Thompson on the mound right now for Gulf Coast Edge. Not to be confused with the notable author, Wright Thompson, formerly ESPN. Swings through that breaking ball. It's like our camera's a little wonky this morning. Typically we get that great view behind the pitcher there, but seem to be getting that one goes foul. Odd zoom in instead. But these are AI cameras, folks, and every once in a while AI runs a little bit of havoc on us. But there we go. Look at that. It's like I put it out there into the universe, and it all comes back on me. That's called manifestation right there, folks. All right, the count is 0-2 here to Hesley. It's like every once in a while. There we go. All right. Again, Wright Thompson on the mound, Bayside Academy 2030, playing in his third prep baseball event. He's now got a 1-2 count here against Hesley. Hesley and this Medlock Monarchs team just absolutely put it to 5-star in the 8 a.m. game, winning 14-0, which is why our game got bumped up, and that just nearly nicked Hesley, but he's able to turn away from the pitch. Count now 2-2. Every once in a while we get that view behind the pitcher. That one is on its way down the left side. Is it playable? Your guess is as good as mine. Looks like it did go foul. Maybe we'll continue here. A long first at bat here for Hesley. Next pitch will be the 8th of this at bat. battle waging here in our first batter of our game of the day from the May Slugfest. Comes a 2-2. Swings through it. That one goes to right. Thompson gets himself an opening strikeout. Gulf Coast Edge will go around the horn. I'll bring up number 88, Griffin Abel, St. Pius X 2029. This is the 4th prep baseball event here for Abel. That one goes all the way to the backstop. So ball 1 here to Abel. Again, it's a Mother's Day weekend. We've also got Under Armour Futures going on over at the Champion Center, beach volleyball as well. So another jam-packed weekend here all across the LakePoint Sports Campus. Comes a 1-0. Abel drives that into right field. Right fielder camps underneath it and hauls that in for the out. Caught in there and right by Braden Nims. So a Hesley strikeout. Abel flies out to right field and bring up Cooper Bounds. Bounds out of Decatur 2029, playing in his 5th prep baseball event. See if we can get something going here. I'm sure this is not the start here that Medlock Monarchs anticipated after, again, a 14-0 win in their first game against 5-Star, the same 5-Star team that will play Gulf Coast immediately after this. Swings through it. Nice secondary stuff there from Thompson. Comes the 0-2. Swings through that. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Wright Thompson. A very quick offensive inning for Medlock Monarchs. Let's see what they have defensively when we return here. You are watching the May Slugfest from LakePoint Sports.
Backed by over 100 years of engine design and manufacturing and a highly skilled dealer network. Yanmar. Yanmar Tractors. Quality. Hardworking. Reliability. Leave no job unfinished. Yanmar. Visit us at www.yanmartractor.com or see your local dealer for details.
Welcome back. Cory McCartney with you, bringing you coverage of the May Slugfest. Medlock Monarchs against Gulf Coast Edge. On the mound for Medlock, we've got Leo Stromdal. Intel on Leo here. Tucker 2030, playing in his 2nd prep baseball event. 5'8", 145-pound right-hander. And he'll face off against Nolan Richardson, Braden Nims, and Michael Wedgeworth. Numbers 1, 2, and 3 batters, of course. We'll get things started here in the bottom of the 1st for the Gulf Coast Edge. Richardson, center fielder, will lead things off. Richardson, Spanish Fort 2030. Backing Stromdal up defensively, he's got Thomas Derrico behind the plate, Jack Huey at first. Ryder Hess at second, Ethan Jacadis at third, Levi Jacadis at short. In the outfield goes Isaiah Deokar in left, Turner Hesley in center field, and Griffin Abel in right. First pitch there from Stromdal, bounces in front of the catcher, 76.3 miles an hour out of his hand. Spikes another one, counts now 2-0. Spikes another, now 3-0. Stromdal just having a little bit of difficulty finding it here early. See if he can rein it in. Counts now 3-0. all 4 pitches in the exact same location. So an opening walk there to Nolan Richardson will bring up Braden Nims. Nims out of Pace, Florida, 2030, playing in his 3rd prep baseball event. 6'3", 200-pound righty. Nims playing right field today for Gulf Coast Edge. I love the Gulf Coast Edge logo. I know we showed it during our look at the windscreen factory starting lineup. Runner taken off for second. Richardson is there easily. Ball actually gets away from the shortstop and center, and second baseman goes into center field. But it's an E, but it looks like a fishing hook. So it's a good look. Fan of the Gulf Coast Edge's logo. All right, now we'll get our first pitch here to Nims. Confident looking hitter. Richardson takes off. The throw is going to be late. So back-to-back stolen bases there for Richardson after the leadoff walk. So now a runner just 90 feet away from the first run here for Gulf Coast Edge. All this has happened while Nims has seen just one pitch. Oh, 103.8 off his bat into left field. A well-struck ball from Braden Nims. And just like that, Gulf Coast Edge on the board. That was an absolute rocket off his bat. 103.8 for an RBI single for Braden Nims. Impressive start here for Gulf Coast Edge. Now they'll turn it over to Michael Wedgeworth. Flomaton, Alabama, 2nd prep baseball event for this 2030. Wedgeworth behind the plate today for the Edge. And they are ultra aggressive, it looks like, on the base pass. 2 steals from the leadoff hitter Richardson after reaching on a walk. We'll see if Nims, number 2 hitter, and he's taken off for second. That throw is going to be way late, so Nims has got himself a stolen base. Filling up the stat sheet early on here. Nims staying put for now. Ball gets away from the catcher, and Nims will advance to third. Monarchs just having a little bit of trouble kind of finding themselves here in the bottom of the first. Again, I'm sure a bit of a shock to them after cruising in game 1 of the day for them. 14-0 victory over 5-star. There's the first strike we've seen from Stromdal. So see if Leo can build off that. Stromdal's got a 3-1 count here to Wedgeworth. Kick fires, and that's a strike. Count's now full. Wedgeworth clearly thought that was ball 4. Can't tell a catcher it's ball or strike. That's why we're seeing that all with the ABS calls, right? It's like all the catchers are the ones that are setting that off. And there is ball 4, so a pitch later, Wedgeworth will head down to first, and now runners at the corners. Would expect to see a courtesy runner come in for the Gulf Coast Edge. We'll see if Wedgeworth gets to run for himself. Looks like he's staying put. Coach going out there to have a talk with Stromdal. And, yep, looks like we are, in fact, getting our courtesy runner for the catcher. So Wedgeworth will go and get his gear on, get ready for the top of the second inning. That brings us Hunter McDonald. McDonald, Fairhope, Alabama, 2030. McDonald playing third today for the Edge. 5'10", 165-pound righty steps in. Stromdal, another miss. Everything seemingly just missing a little bit low of the zone here for Stromdal early on. See if he can rein it in. Throw over to first with a runner at third. Always a dicey maneuver. Well, clearly, we have seen how aggressive the Edge want to be on the base pass here early on. One goes foul. And you saw the courtesy runner for Wedgeworth, who is Will May, taking off for second. May out of Bayside Academy takes over as the base runner. Again, you got Nims at third, so now May at first. 1-1 count. Right down the middle, runner taking off for second. Here comes Nims headed home. The throw is going to be late. Another run scores for the Gulf Coast Edge. And just like that, how many times do we see that play out? You get a runner at first, runner at third. Runner takes off for second, and just instinctively you try to make that throw down to get the runner. But that runner from third, always waiting, lurking. This time it bites the Medlock Monarchs, and they now trail 2-0 here in the bottom of the first. That one is skied. Right fielder going to camp underneath it. Makes the catch, so that caught in right field by Griffin Abel for the first out. So McDonald, the first out for the Edge, and that'll bring up Eastland Ray. Ray, Spanish Fort 2029, playing at his third prep baseball event. Got Rollins Tubbs in the on-deck circle. That's the best pitch we've seen out of the hands of Stromdal. Let's see if maybe that's a reset moment for him. Tries to go in the outside part of the plate. That misses. Counts now even. Ray with that little shimmy before he gets set. He fouls that one off. Count will now be 1-2. 2-0 lead for Gulf Coast Edge. Ray shoots that down the third base side, 91.3. Some aggressive swings from this Edge team. Again, we've already seen Nims go 103.8 for an RBI single on top of the first. I don't know, we're going to see a harder hit ball than that all weekend long. One-two badly misses, but stopped by the catcher. Good job behind the plate there from Derrico. Would have most certainly seen May be at third. Two-two. Another miss low. Count will be full. Ray's the fifth batter of the inning for the Edge. Just one out recorded so far by Medlock. That one's driven into left field. Can he make a play on it? That's over top of the left fielder's head. Megan is wake his way home. Is he going to hold it second? He, in fact, does. An RBI double, 82.2 miles an hour there for Eastland Ray, and now a 3-0 lead for Gulf Coast Edge here in the bottom of the first inning, and they are coming out swinging early on in the May Slugfest. Just a well-struck ball there from Eastland Ray, and man, these guys are coming out firing. So it's now 3-0, and I'll bring up Rollins Tubbs. Tubbs appeared at preseason All-State in January, a Holtville 2030. This is prep baseball event number 5 here for Tubbs. Got exit velos around 84 miles an hour, bat speed around 65. We've seen 3 barrels so far in this inning for the Edge. They go 103.8, 82.2, and 90. So they're clearly seeing Stromdal well. The work's been cut out for him. That one goes foul. Edge jumping out to a 3-0 lead. And I just have to imagine, it'll be interesting to talk to the Medlock players after this one, maybe shell-shocked a little bit. You come out, your offense just can do seemingly nothing wrong during game 1, winning 14-0 against 5-star, and you have a very quick inning offensively, and then you watch this inning just kind of roll along here as the Edge have kind of instilled their will to this point. 6 batters in to the first inning, 1 out. The lead is 3-0 for the Edge. Comes a 3-2. A miss high, so Tubbs draws the walk, so now I'll have him at first and second with one down. I'll bring up Colton Romeo. Niceville, Florida. Romeo 20-30, and that's the second visit of this inning. So that's going to do it for Stromdal. We're going to take a break here in studio, come back with a new pitcher for the Monarchs, and Jack McCartney is going to join me as we roll along here. You're watching the May Slugfest from LakePoint Sports.
This is our brand. It's chips. Subs, of course. Soda. This. That. Sweets. Smiling faces. Green. More green. Ice cream. But first, veggies. How about a meal for one? Or hummus is fun. Time for cleanup? Done. All this goodness. Your life, your brand. Publix, where shopping is a pleasure.
At IHG's Holiday Inn Express, you can take on Miami, Mexico City, or Minneapolis. Fuel up with free hot breakfast, all while earning points for free nights with IHG One Rewards. Guest how you guessed at IHG Hotels and Resorts.
Welcome back, and we do have a new arm for the Monarchs here. Gulf Coast Edge jumping out to a 3-0 lead. And Jack, not sure how much you got to see, but man, this Edge team just coming out firing. Braden Nims goes 103.8 off the bat in the top of the first here for a single, RBI single, and then you get Eastland Ray going 82.2 for an RBI double. I also saw a 90-plus as well in that so far here for the Edge off a foul ball. They saw Stromdal very, very well and brought a quick end to his day.
Yeah, I mean, they were jumping at every pitch they could get, running, trying to generate runs. I mean, they just absolutely were hitting it all over, figuring out his pitches really quickly. And, I mean, usually in baseball, it usually takes maybe an at-bat to understand a pitcher.
Yeah.
And they're understanding him within pitches.
Yeah, it was very quick. And that'll now bring us Emerson Metzloff is the new pitcher here, right-hander for the Monarchs. Lakeside 20-30. We got him with a fastball around 69, curveball around 60, playing in his 5th prep baseball event. See if he can kind of right the ship there. It wasn't that Stromdal was missing badly. Everything was just a little bit low. And then I don't know if he was overcorrecting and feeling like he couldn't nibble and just had to try to throw strikes. And clearly this Edge team was more than capable of taking advantage of that, and they've raced out to a 3-0 lead. They've got runners at first and second now. Tubbs at first, Ray at second, Romeo at the plate. Wherefore art thou, Romeo? It's at the plate as he drives that one 82 miles an hour. Again, more well-struck balls here for this Edge team. Will admit I was unfamiliar with your game, Gulf Coast Edge, but these guys coming out firing here early on. That's a strike. Metzloff going with the high leg kick. Don't often see that when you got base runners, but if it works for him. Comes the 0-2. Romeo drives that right up the middle, going to get past the shortstop. Here comes another run for the Edge, make it 4-0. So Romeo got himself an RBI single, and it just keeps piling on here for the Monarchs as the Edge just, man, they just cannot stop putting guys on the base pass. They are being ultra aggressive. Every batter coming up there swinging hard, and they are making it happen.
I mean, that was beautifully placed right in between the middle infielders.
Yeah, right up the middle.
Just right up the middle. And as a defender, there's no way you could get there unless you somehow manage to throw your entire body at it before it passes you.
Yeah, you make yourself like a crash test dummy for that ball. But 4 runs on 3 hits right now for the Edge. Those hits coming from Nims, Ray, and Romeo, and they have all been of the RBI variety. This is Wright Thompson, pitcher, 8th batter of the inning, and Thompson gets hit by the pitch. So now the bases will be loaded for Eli Greenlee, excuse me. Eli Greenlee, Spanish Fort 2029, 3rd prep baseball event for him. So Greenlee digs in with the bases juiced. Assuming we're going to get a courtesy runner at first as well for Wright Thompson. We'll see who that is. Greenlee misses badly, but cut off, thankfully, by Thomas Derrico, the catcher. Stops another run for scoring. It's already a 4-run first here for the Edge.
None of the Edge teams' hits seem like they're, just random bloopers, or
they're just hitting the ball hard.
They seem intentional in placement as well. It seems like they're trying to hit it hard, but with, the right up the middle or hit it in between the gap. They're doing a great job right now of trying to figure out where's the best place to hit this ball.
Swings through that changeup. That's now a 2-1 count. The lone out here in the inning has been a pop-up. That's a strike. Best pitch that Medlock has thrown. Counts now 2-2. Bases loaded, 1 out. Medlock fires, misses. Count will now be full. Nowhere to put Greenlee. It's dicey. You hate to be the pitcher that walks into this situation, but you got to find your way out of it quickly. That's one 89.1 off his bat. That's all in the way into the left field corner. Did he make the catch? Everybody's going. Here comes 1 run. They're going to make it 2? Nope. But he's got himself an RBI single, 89.1 off the bat of Greenlee, and it just keeps piling on. This has been a really impressive showing here from this Edge offense. And, man, just, again, that's 5 balls hit over 85 miles an hour here in the inning. That went 89.1 off the bat of Greenlee for another RBI. And bases are still loaded as they'll now turn it over to Elijah Fry. These guys, every guy has just been able to get really solid contact here, regardless of the pitcher. It's just been a really impressive showing here from this Edge offense, and they have worked themselves into a 5-0 lead. That one's right up the middle. Shortstop has it. Can they get a double play? They, in fact, do, and, man, a much-needed double play there. Some nice work defensively as Levi Jacadis goes to the first baseman, Jack Huey, to get the double play, and a much-needed double play. That one brings it into the first. It's 5-0 lead for Gulf Coast Edge when we come back.
Windscreen Factory, more than just windscreen. We're a full-service sports facility contractor. We manufacture windscreen for sports and construction, do fence repair and installation, and fabricate field netting and batting cages. In addition to manufacturing the products, we also install upon request. We make safety padding for backstops, rails, and walls, as well as full-service print shop with logo, branding, and signage capabilities. Please call us for a quote today.
Welcome back. Wright Thompson back on the mound after a very, very long offensive inning for his Edge squad. They had 10 batters go to the plate, got 5 runs on 4 hits. And just, man, every one of those hits was just an absolute rocket. We say 4 hits, but that can't be right. I guess that would be. Nims was 103.8, Ray was 82, Romeo was 87, and then Greenlee 89.1. There were 3 walks issued by Monarchs pitching in that first inning. So see if Medlock can try to get themselves back into this one. They've got Garrett Hutchinson, Thomas Royden, and Ethan Jacadis. First pitch goes to the shortstop, put in play, and that's an out. There's Ray. It makes a throw over to Romeo. Not exactly what you want to see. 1 pitch, 1 out after you go very quickly in the top of the first inning. That's exactly what the Monarchs do, and now they're going to turn over to Thomas Royden. Royden, Druid Hills 2029, playing his 5th prep baseball event. That's in for a strike. Cameras have been a little wonky this morning, just kind of warning you beforehand. We've been getting some weird zooms like that. It's like we're getting you in, thinking you're going to get that play, and you don't. Oh, right over top of the third baseman's glove, and Royden's got himself a hit, a much-needed one for this Monarchs team. So they'll have a runner at first now with one out. Nice piece of hitting there for Royden. The Druid Hills 2029 coming through with the first hit for the Monarchs. That'll be Ethan Jacadis' turn, so the third baseman steps in. Lakeside 29. First time we've seen Thompson from the stretch. And he will, for the first time, well, obviously it's just a second inning, but facing beyond the minimum here in the second inning now. Cut off by the catcher. Runner stays put, though. So it's a 1-0 count here to Jacadis. Jacadis with a dribbler. Thompson's got it. Gathers, throws the first for the out. Runner does advance to second. Nice job just kind of taking that extra second, right? The ball's that slow moving. Maybe you might want to move a little bit too fast, but nice job by Thompson kind of gathering himself and allowing himself to make the correct throw to first instead of rushing it.
Or trying to potentially be like, oh my gosh, I could get a double play right here.
Yeah. He didn't push the issue, just got the easy out, now 2 down. Now he's got Ryder Hess with 2 outs, runner at second. Hess sends the first one back foul. If Hess manages to get on, it'll be Levi Jacadis. Royden standing at second off that 1-out single. Shortstop in his back pocket. Thompson fires. That one misses low and outside. You'll be making your way over to the Champion Center here in a little bit for Under Armour Futures. So, just looking at the calendar that we have for the months of June and July, there's going to be so much basketball played in that building. It's going to be unbelievable. 2-1 count. Another miss inside. That one high.
Yeah, GHSA and Rise Hoops both have 2 boys events, and
they have team camps, and then we obviously have our own Rise events. The big one, July 4th weekend for the Battle for Georgia. But we have the Adidas Memorial Day Classic as well, another Under Armour event in there. 2-1. That one is skied down the right side, and that one's going to go foul in the territory of our new studio, which is under construction. Hope is we'll be in there within the next 2 weeks. You'll have a whole new look. I don't know how much it'll look different for people. You won't see that pixelation much longer, though, as we get our own camera system in there. So really excited. That's been kind of long gestating for our team, but we are awfully excited to be able to bring you that. Some whole new content that we'll be able to develop out of that studio. Here comes the 2-2 to Hess. Check swing. Now gets away from the catcher.
That'll be catcher's interference.
All right, they're going to send him to first off catcher's interference. This will be the second base runner now for the Monarchs.
As a catcher, that's got to suck, because not only did you just get your hand hit, but also now you just gave your pitcher.
Well, so longtime colleague Chip Carey always called catcher's gear the tools of ignorance. So what part of that ignorance is the fact that you're standing behind there allowing someone to throw near triple digits at you all the time. But it's also moments like that where you allow yourself to be to step in to block a runner or have your hand stuck out there and seemingly get struck by a bat. And I think edge coach is trying to look for some clarification there. I think he can also make the argument how far back a guy is in the box. I think it's such a judgment call for the umpire. Because how much is the catcher extending into the territory of the batter's box to be able to get that ball where you're going to call them for interference? How far back is the batter? If he's got his foot on the back line or beyond the back line of the batter's box, the thing here is this is not dirt. If this was a dirt field and you could actually show him, hey, this is where his foot was, maybe you got yourself an argument, but that doesn't play here. That one's down the right side off the bat of Levi Jacadis. And that one's going to go foul.
I'm glad no coach has ever asked me to show him a photo for something.
It's coming.
It's coming?
Yep. So Royden at first, Royden at second, Hess at first, Levi Jakatis at the plate. Jakatis, the second Jakatis here of the inning, the 8th batter in the order for the Monarchs. 1-2 count. That one misses high from Thompson. Thompson's so sharp during that first inning. I always do wonder how much it takes. It kind of changes guys once they go to the stretch. Not saying that's what's happening here to Thompson, but hasn't been quite as sharp as he was the first one. That breaking ball driven into right field. Second baseman camps underneath it. 2 runners stranded by the Monarchs. It's a 5-0 lead for the Edge when we come back from LakePoint Sports.
Backed by over 100 years of engine design and manufacturing and a highly skilled dealer network. Yanmar. Yanmar Tractors. Quality. Hardworking. Reliability. Leave no job unfinished. Yanmar. Visit us at www.yanmartractor.com or see your local dealer for details.
The Edge lead 5-0 over the Medlock Monarchs as we go along to the bottom of the second inning. Cory McCartney and Jack McCartney with you. Second pitcher of the game, Emerson Metzloff, is in for another inning for the Monarchs. We saw 10 batters come to the plate for the Edge in the first inning. Sullivan Davis, last batter in the order due, and then we flip it back to Nolan Richardson and Braden Nims. Hard hit balls have been the recipe for the Edge here early on. We'll see if that continues against Metzloff. Little foggy day here, but luckily it did not impact the early game. Sometimes, especially in the spring and summer, Jack, we get those days where there's so much fog here that things are delayed. But luckily that's not been the case thus far. I think we just got a little bit of overcast today, and luckily no rain expected. I thought we were going to get some more rain, but it's like kind of a mist, isn't it?
It looks like a mist.
All right. So it's like in the summertime, when you walk through those mist stations. We've got an entire LakePoint Sports is a mist station right now. So if you're elsewhere and you're hot, humid, and you think, I would love to walk through some mist right now, we got you covered. The entire campus is a mist station.
Except
so come
for
check
inside.
it out. Well, except for inside.
Yeah, just don't go inside and hope. Don't hope that when you walk inside, there's going to be a mist.
If there's mist inside the Champion Center, we're going to probably have some issues. Might be a call to the HVAC specialists if there's mist inside that building. So again, Sullivan Davis leading things off here for the Edge. Last batter in the order. Davis, Fairhope 2030. Prep baseball event number 3 for Davis. And Davis goes 90.2 off his bat. That's into the left field corner. Is he going to have extra bases? Yep, Davis taking off for second. Is he going to hold there? Davis scooting his way all the way to third. Sullivan Davis, will he hold there? Slides into third. Leadoff triple. The hits just keep coming for this Edge team. And impressed is the only word you can use for this offense.
I mean, 90.2 off the bat. Absolute barrel. They keep hitting them barrel after barrel after barrel.
Yep.
I mean, this is insane. They are absolutely obliterating the baseballs right now, jumping at first pitches, jumping at early pitches, and just showing off the speed as well.
Yeah, it's been really impressive up and down this lineup. And now we're back to the top of the order, Nolan Richardson. And Richardson in his first AB drew a walk, so he was one of the few guys that didn't get to try to put a good swing on a pitch. See if he makes up for that now with a runner in scoring position. And we talked the last half an inning, we had a catcher's interference, and that pitch, he does get a hold of that one, drives it into center field. Can he make the play on it? Bounces right in front of the center fielder. Nolan Richardson's got himself an RBI single, and the lead is now 6-0. That one, just a mere 73.5. Where are you at, Nolan Richardson? We only go 80-plus in this Edge lineup.
It almost seemed like the center fielder slipped right there. Maybe that's
look, I mean, things are getting a little bit damp out there now, so I think one thing that we always talk about in games is how much that impacts the base running. We'll see if it happens right here. easily take second.
Oh,
He's
wow.
going to hold there. All right, Richardson going to
Okay.
stay at second, but
That'd have been
we see a
wild.
lot of times where guys will slide over top of the bag.
Well, we saw
when
we
things
saw
get-
that third with a triple. He
Yeah.
slid over,
Yeah,
and then he had to like stick out his foot to try to.
It happens a lot. It happens a lot here on these fields when moisture comes into the equation, and that's going to be the case now here as the mist is all over. It's maybe our camera. I thought maybe we just really wanted to see that thing.
Yeah, we really wanted to see the third down.
That's right.
But
Right.
one of the biggest differences is these are turf fields. Most
Yeah.
of these kids grow up on dirt.
Yep.
So completely different environments.
Nims fouls that off. Last AB, Braden Nims goes 103.8 into left field for a single. I mentioned it. I don't know that you're going to have a harder hit ball the entire weekend than what we saw out of Nims in his first AB. See if he can outdo himself here. Goes 80.4, and that one goes foul.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if this dude has a home run by the end of the tournament.
Yeah, definitely
He
built
is-
for it.
Yeah, he is.
6'3", 200 pounds.
Jeez. This dude is. I mean, these edge guys have, for 14U baseball, these guys have like insane stances. Like,
Very mature approaches
yes,
at the plate.
Yeah.
See,
Nim struck out.
All right, Nim strikes out. So the first strikeout of the game for the Monarchs. That'll bring us now Michael Wedgeworth, the catcher. Runner at second, one out. 6-0 lead. Been one more run added here. Richardson takes off for third. Ball got away from the catcher. Might be damp. Richardson's going to take off for home. The throw is going to be off the mark, so make it 7-0. Just the aggressiveness on. I mean, I think aggressive is really. I said I'm throwing so many adjectives at this edge team, but aggressiveness on the base pass and aggressive swings. They're really instilling their will and just putting the pressure on the Monarchs, and it has them up 7-0 here in the bottom of the second inning.
I was kind of scared there for a second. He didn't move when the catcher tried to throw it to third, but he also just stood there when the catcher was behind him. Instead of, most of the time, guys will like drop down on the ground and make it so he's out of their way. I was scared for a second they were potentially going to call for we've seen interference so many times these last couple of weeks.
So Wedgeworth pops out, now 2 down. Another look at Hunter McDonald. Metzloff misses glove side. Count is 1-0 now here to McDonald. He sends that one down the third base side foul. So count's even. Two more runs added this inning for the Edge. They lead 7-0. Comes the 1-1. Another miss, goes all the way to the backstop. The 2-1, McDonald shoots that into the right center gap. Is that one going to be down for a base hit? And in fact, will all the way to the wall. McDonald going to make his way to third. Yep, he's still trucking. McDonald going to hold at third. He goes across the bag, holds on for dear life, and we got another triple, 83 miles an hour off the bat of McDonald. And man, it just it's been a parade here for the Edge.
I mean, they're obliterating these baseballs right now. I mean, we've only had, one hit under 83 miles an hour?
Yeah.
Or under 82 miles an hour? I mean,
That's the third extra base hit for the Edge. Ray had a double in the first, and then we've had 2 triples here in the second from Davis and McDonald. And that brings up Ray once again. He delivered an RBI double in the first inning, 82.2 off his bat. And he's got a runner at third now in McDonald and a 7-0 lead. Fouls that off. Monarchs winning 14-0 in the first inning. And, I think you kind of start to piece things together. How much leeway do they have to get themselves still into bracket play? Top 12 teams are going to advance. Start a bracket play tonight at 8 p.m. 14-0 again lead. So I think Monarchs had themselves some wiggle room if they can't kind of stop the bleeding in this one, but obviously you don't want to get to the point where you win one game by run rule and lose another by run rule. So they're going to try to work their way back in. We saw them get a little bit of things going their way in the top half of this inning. But the one thing they cannot afford to do is just allow another big offensive inning by the Edge. And fortunately, they've already allowed 2 this inning, and we've got another runner 90 feet from another run. That one goes foul, but the count is 2-2. So maybe they get out of this and strand a runner at third, limit the damage a little bit. But we've seen 7 runs on 7 hits for the Edge, 4 extra base hits. Excuse me, 3 extra base hits. Another driven into the left center, all the way to the wall. Is he going to make his way to third again? No, but 2 RBI doubles in the game for Ray. Man, he has just been on it. So Ray with another RBI double. Now 8 hits in this ball game and an 8-0 lead for the Edge. Now I said 4 extra base hits. I was again manifesting.
Mm-hmm.
So that's all we're about here. This is a manifestation program. So anything you got out there, maybe I have the power this morning. So maybe get in the chat. Maybe give us some comments if you want something manifested in your life. Maybe I have those capabilities this morning. You got anything? Is there anything you want me to manifest for you?
Good baseball.
Good baseball. We're already seeing that. Good basketball.
Well,
back pick throw to third.
You must have manifested this baseball game this morning.
Maybe
then.
I did.
For how much this Edge team has been putting it in between that center field and right field gap, they are not playing to that. The Monarchs are not playing to that gap at all. They have hit it into that gap twice. They've hit it in the left field and right left field.
Yeah,
and center field gap twice.
A lot of opposite field hits here, and looks like we're going to have a balk, so another run's going to score. So a 9th run crosses as Ray's going to make his way home off of a balk, so it's now 9-0. So now been 4 runs here in the inning and a 9-0 lead for the Edge. That's got to really kind of irk you if you're Tubbs. You get a chance at an RBI and you watch the guy come across off of a balk. Now 2-1 count. 36 pitches for Medlock. Remember, he took over for Leo Stromdal, who was the opening pitcher, couldn't get out of the first inning. A ball on the field from another game. You know, in It's a Wonderful Life, they said every time a bell rings, an angel gets its wings. Every time a ball falls into the LakePoint field from another game, an angel gets its wings. The 2-2. It's because it happens so much.
Yeah, it happens way too much.
Yeah. I don't know what you would do, though. Unless you're going to put like a net on top of the fields, I'm really not quite sure how that.
Yeah,
you do anything about that. Even though, like here in the Metro Atlanta area, Hobgood Park, where you guys played, so many of the young players in this area play when they're developing. They have nets in the concourse area, but that's not going to help you out in terms of a ball that's.
I'm very actually surprised we don't have net in the concourse area.
It's an ugly look.
It is.
I'm going to be honest.
It's a bad look.
Yeah, it's not from an aesthetic standpoint, it's not high on the guest experience marker. Tubbs at first. Throw over is going to be late. The mist continues to build. Where does mist go? Because it gets on the ground and you don't really normally see like the mist on concrete.
I see. It's on this one.
All right.
You can see it.
That one is on its way to the right field wall. Man, Tubbs going to make his way to third. Here comes another run. Tubbs, is he going to hold at third? Yep. Another triple, another run. A 10-0 lead here for Gulf Coast Edge. That went 86 miles an hour off the bat of Tubbs. Romeo, excuse me. So Romeo with the triple. So nice job there by Colton Romeo. And that scores Tubbs. So Romeo's got 87-mile-an-hour single in the first inning. He's got an 86-mile-an-hour triple here in the second, and he's got a 10-0 lead for the Monarchs.
Well, I mean, you might not be able to see the mist on the concrete, but I can see these balls flying all over this
That's
field.
right. They are everywhere. It's been raining baseballs courtesy of the Gulf Coast Edge. And we're going to have a pitching change for the Monarchs. Again, their third arm of the game. We'll tell you about it when we come back. You're watching the May Slugfest.
The Windscreen Factory, more than just windscreen. We're a full-service sports facility contractor. We manufacture windscreen for sports and construction, do fence repair and installation, and fabricate field netting and batting cages. In addition to manufacturing the products, we also install upon request. We make safety padding for backstops, rails, and walls, as well as full-service print shop with logo, branding, and signage capabilities. Please call us for a quote today.
We are back. Cory McCartney, Jack McCartney with you as we're bringing you covers of the Medlock Monarchs and Gulf Coast Edge from the 14U division of the May Slugfest. A 10-0 lead for the Edge here in the bottom of the second inning. Now got Wright Thompson stepping in for the Edge with 2 down. Runner at third and Colton Romeo, who tripled. It's got to be a weird scenario, and that one gets away from the catcher, but he stops it from going much further. Got to be a weird scenario for Wright Thompson. You pitch the first half of the first inning, then you have a long layoff in the bottom of the first as your offense piles up 5 runs. Now you're watching it happen all over again before you potentially go out there for the third inning. Just a lot of waiting.
Well,
a lot
and
of
also
cooling off in the arm.
It's not like he's not batting as well either.
Thompson sends that into center field. Are they going to make a play on that? Did he make the catch? He, in fact, does.
Wow.
So the inning ends. Nice job in center field there by Turner Hesley to bring an end to the inning. But 5 more runs crossed for the Gulf Coast Edge. They lead 10-0 when we come back with the third inning for the May Slugfest.
Backed by over 100 years of engine design and manufacturing and a highly skilled dealer network. Yanmar. Yanmar Tractors. Quality. Hardworking. Reliability. Leave no job unfinished. Yanmar. Visit us at www.yanmartractor.com or see your local dealer for details.
This is our brand. It's chips. Subs, of course. Soda. This. That. Sweets. Smiling faces. Green. More green. Ice cream. But first, veggies. How about a meal for one? Or hummus is fun. Time for cleanup? Done. All this goodness. Your life, your brand. Publix, where shopping is a pleasure.
Welcome back. Cory McCartney, Jack McCartney with you. Gulf Coast Edge leading 10-0 over the Medlock Monarchs. Right on the mound, and literally nothing's gone wrong for the Edge. Here's where on to the third inning. Thompson back out for another inning of work. He's thrown 27 pitches thus far. That's Wright Thompson, by the way. Comes the throw down, and we have yet to get through the batting order for the Medlock Monarchs. And meanwhile, Gulf Coast Edge have racked up 10 runs on 9 hits. Been a very impressive performance from this Edge squad thus far. They've seen just 1 hit from the Monarchs. I think at this point, you know, if you're the Monarchs, you can't go. Each guy can't go up there and get a 10-run swing, but you can put 10 one-run swings together. So let's see if they can start to build something. Here comes another ball in, and we will now get things started. See if they can kind of piece something together. So now we're going to have Thomas Derrico, Isaiah Decor, and Jack Huey. Derrico had to jump out of the way of that ball. Thompson's thrown 29 pitches. And again, you can understand if he's a little bit rusty because he's had 2 very long layoffs as his offense has piled up 5 runs in each of their first 2 trips to the plate. And he's got a 2-0 count here to Derrico. Make that 3-0. Drops that in for a strike. Comes a 3-1. That one is on its way into the left field corner. It's going to have extra bases. He, in fact, does. He's going to hold it second. Yep, he does. A double there for Derrico, a much-needed extra base hit, and a runner now in scoring position for the Medlock Monarchs. And we're going to get a courtesy runner, I would assume, here for the catcher, Derrico. No, he's going to run for himself, making his way back to second. That's exactly what the Monarchs needed here to start the 3rd inning. Again, you're not going to be able to get it all done on one swing, but you can piece something together, get that line going. This is now Isaiah Dioker. Dioker from Renfro, 2030, 4th prep baseball event for him. That's a strike from Thompson. We're not getting a lot of views from behind the plate. There we go. Every time I say it, it happens. So again, the power of manifestation. 0-1. Swings through the changeup from Thompson. Thompson, 34 pitches. Goes down on strikes, so now 1 down. So he's thrown 35 pitches. Meanwhile, Stromdal threw 30, Metzloff threw 39, and Royden threw 21.
Well, and his pitch count's also going to be higher because he's now faced.
Yeah.
This is his 3rd batter faced.
That's right.
So.
Ball gets away. Runner will take off, so Derrico's now standing at 3rd. The one thing you want to see happen in this game for the Monarchs is to get rid of that big 0 next to their name on the scoreboard, and they are getting a little bit closer to doing that. Start to get some good feelings going in that dugout and try to piece something together here. Again, a team that won 14-0 in their first game. See if they can get some momentum in their favor here late in this one. You may not win this game, but the one thing you want to do, because you still have a really great chance because of run differential of getting into bracket play, is give yourself some good momentum that you'll carry into that. Counts 2-0. Swings through for strike 1, so now 2-1 count here to Huey. Jack Huey, Lakeside 2030. Strike in the outside corner. Now 2 hits in the game for the Monarchs. Nice secondary, another strikeout there for Thompson as he goes with the breaking ball to get 2nd out of the inning and his 2nd strikeout of the game.
He has 4 strikeouts.
4 strikeouts, yeah.
He had 2 strikeouts prior to this.
Oh, so long ago, you know.
Yeah,
I mean,
really.
It's so long. It was like another day. We're finally back to the top of the order here for the Monarchs. Thought they were batting 12, but they are using a DH for the pitcher. You never know. Sometimes they call it DH, EH, XH.
Oh, then you can DH is when the
Well, I know DH is supposed to hit for the pitcher,
or
but
no, for anyone.
Well, for anyone, but sometimes the coaches will just put that in there and then they'll still bat somebody else.
Yeah.
All right, going out here to have a word with Thompson. He's got 2 strikeouts already in the inning. I think you'd let him do his thing, but runner standing at third, Derrico. He's got a 2-0 count here to Turner Hesley.
Well, because while we have a second, you keep on saying Derrico. It makes me think of Jericho.
Yeah.
Okay, the Walls of Jericho. Backlash is tonight.
Yeah.
What's your
all right? Yeah. So WWE Backlash is tonight. So
who do you got between Fatu and Roman?
Ooh, I think Roman Reigns is going to win that one.
Okay.
All right. Count here 2-0. Let's see what Thompson's got. That's in for a strike.
You got Seth Rollins versus Edwall's very own Braun Breaker.
Yeah, so local guy, if you're unfamiliar with most of the parents probably listening know who the Steiner brothers are. The son of one of the Steiners, that one is on its way foul. Braun Breaker, who played football at Kennesaw State, was on the practice squad for the Baltimore Ravens, and now he is carrying on the family legacy. He's got a match tonight, so I feel like Braun's going to have a moment.
You think he's going to win?
Yeah, I think so. But I've said it. I think at Etowah they should have his belt. Like they should have something that tells people that one's on its way into right field. Camps underneath it. A runner left stranded by the Medlock Monarchs. They got so close to that first run. They trail 10-0. We're on our way to the bottom of the 3rd inning. You're watching the May Slugfest. We'll be back with more from LakePoint Sports.
Windscreen Factory, more than just windscreen. We're a full-service sports facility contractor. We manufacture windscreen for sports and construction, do fence repair and installation, and fabricate field netting and batting cages. In addition to manufacturing the products, we also install upon request. We make safety padding for backstops, rails, and walls, as well as full-service print shop with logo, branding, and signage capabilities. Please call us for a quote today.
Welcome back. Cory McCartney, Jack McCartney with you. The Edge lead 10-0 over the Monarchs. We have a new pitcher on the mound here for Medlock. It's Thomas Royden. So Royden takes over, and he will be facing off against Will May. So May was a courtesy runner for the catcher Wedgeworth early in this game, and he's going to get an at-bat here in the bottom of the 3rd. 10 runs on 9 hits for the Edge, and they have been ultra aggressive at the plate on the base pass. Monarchs just hoping for a clean inning. They will have 5 runs in the first, 5 in the second. Run rule is 15 after 3, so we would need another really explosive outing here from the Edge to bring an end to this one. So Will May from Bayside Academy, 2030. If I said he was from Bayside, people would think it was like Zach Morris or A.C. Slater. That's from Saved by the Bell. They went to Bayside. They went to Bayside High.
I have no clue what you're talking about.
You never watched.
No,
you never watched
not.
Saved by the Bell. Saved by the Bell was a staple.
No, I was too busy watching Yo Gabba Gabba and stuff like that.
Well, but that's like for when you're like in middle school and high school, you watch Saved by the Bell. So it was like, for my generation, it was a really big thing.
I watched Breaking Bad.
Yeah, well, we didn't have shows like that, nor did we have streaming. We had VHS tapes.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah. 1-0 count here to May. Make that 2-0. So May is hitting for Eli Greenlee, the extra hitter. So they're still due to have Elijah Fry and Sullivan Davis up this inning. for the edge. 3-0 count here for May. If you're a guy who got to be a courtesy runner and you've watched this offense do all this, do you really want to walk on 4 pitches? And he won't. That's in for a strike. May wants to swing that bat. He's been sitting around waiting, watching this offense pile up 10 runs on 9 hits. He's got his chance here. 3-1 count. On this hitter's counts pitch, what does he do? Misses high. So May draws the leadoff walk, and that'll bring up Elijah Fry. Fry, Fairhope 20-30. Steps in, runner at first. That's a strike from Royden. I'm getting dizzy with these cameras, like kind of those zoom in, zoom out, zoom in, zoom out. I don't know that we've really had, this has been a new occurrence here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I haven't seen this before.
All right, Fry gets hit by the pitch, so now runners at first and second will bring up Sullivan Davis. Davis's first trip to the plate was a 90.2 mile an hour triple. Got things rolling in that second inning. They then followed with an RBI single from Richardson. McDonald with an 83 mile an hour triple. Ray doubled in another run. Romeo had an 86 mile an hour triple. So now you got 2 runners on with nobody out. Last batter in the order up, which means we're about to flip over to Nolan Richardson. I say the part of the lineup that's done the most damage, but man, it's just been up and down. Davis trying to follow up that triple in the second inning. He's got 2 runners on. He fouls that off. Counts now 0-2.
I don't know if you paid attention last night to the Brewers and Yankees game. Jacob Mezorowski probably solidified himself as one of the greatest starting pitchers of all time last night.
That's quite and he's only in his second year, so that's quite the declaration.
He holds 8 of the 10 fastest pitches ever recorded.
Wow.
By a starting pitcher. 8. He threw 5 of them in the first inning.
Jeez. All right, that was a strikeout there by Fry, so first out of the inning. So that'll bring up Richardson with 2 on and 1 out.
There's only 2 people who have faster pitches than him. And it's Jordan Hicks and Justin Verlander.
Wow. Richardson goes foul, counts 0-1. And, you know, look, I think the thing that people are going to throw it right to is longevity. And Verlander, the only guy on that list, I mean, that's not a fair assessment of Jordan Hicks, who hasn't had that long either, or Mizorowski, who's just in his second year. That one goes back foul. But I don't think we know yet, when guys throw that hard, how long they can throw that hard.
Oh, yeah. But
right? I think
still, he's in the history books for probably, I don't know if there's ever going to be a starting pitcher unless we see, Jack Bauer somehow go out there and throw 104 or something along those lines.
You know, and I think what you've got pulled up there with these pitches, and that one goes back to the backstop, runners will both advance 90 feet, speaks to, I think, Verlander may be one of the most underrated pitchers of all time.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you think
definitely
about what he's been able to accomplish, all the counting numbers, the Cy Youngs, World Series, but to be a guy that you talk about the longevity, and he threw 103.1. It's really a guy that I don't think gets the love that he needs to get. And he's married to a former Sports Illustrated swimsuit model, so I don't think he's struggling in anyone's department. That one's going all the way to the backstop. Here comes another run, make it 11-0 off the wild pitch. But man, let's give Justin Verlander his flowers before the career's up. I don't know. Maybe he might want to give them to Mom because it is Mother's Day. By his brother Ben, I had him on my show back in the day when we were covering the Braves. Yeah, yeah. Ben came on with me and Grant McCauley to talk about the Braves.
He has his own show on.
Yeah, Ben does a great job. 2-2 count here to Richardson. He shoots that down the left side, 88.9. Man, he's like, I had it. Richardson an RBI single in his last trip to the plate. The one before that, he walked and going around to score. And he's got an RBI opportunity. Runner at third, 1 out. Another foul. Big Braden Nims in the on-deck circle. $11-0 lead for the Edge. Comes a 2-2. Spikes it, goes all the way to the backstop. Make it 12-0. Third time that's happened in the last two batters for Royden, and Bounds, the new catcher. So we had Thomas Derrico was the starting catcher. He's now moved out of that spot, and they've gone to Cooper Bounds, who started the game as the extra hitter. Now in behind the plate. 12-0 lead. Count is full. What are you yawning for? We got baseball happening right in front of you. Here comes a 3-2 count to Richardson. Hard hit ball. Third base has it off the bounce. Throws and makes it 2 outs. But another one, almost 90 miles an hour. They just continue to strike the ball well. And here comes the guy who struck it better than anybody to this point. Braden Nims, he of the 103.8 RBI single in the first inning. There are 2 outs. Again, run rule is 15 after 3. So we've seen 2 more runs score for the Edge here in this inning, but with 2 down, their work cut out for them to try to end the game here. So at this point, probably going to play a 4th inning, and we'll see if Monarchs can mount any kind of a run here in the top of the 4th, try to get their offense going. They showed a little bit more signs of it there, stranded a runner at third in the top of this inning.
I mean, there's open gaps for Nims to hit it right here, and if he can,
well, if it's as hard as he's hitting it, I don't know that it matters about gaps. Sends that one foul. Counts now 1-2.
Well, you can hit it 200 miles an hour, but if it goes to someone, and
it was a nondescript 103.8 miles an hour because it just bounced in front of the left fielder.
Yeah.
It's not like he hit a rocket off the wall, but he just hit it. He hit a rocket and it just went right in front of a guy. Counts now full. Excuse me, 2-2. I was getting ahead of myself. Let's see if my magic works. Does he get the full count here? If so, I'm going to go buy a lottery ticket after I leave today. All right, fouls it off. Maybe I get another pitch here, but if he gets to a 3-2, and I said here comes the 3-2, then I'm gonna go buy a lottery ticket. We'll see what happens. Or just buy a scratch. Maybe let's buy a scratch off.
Back to Jacob Mizurowski real quick. He threw 10 pitches in the first inning that all of them were over 102 miles an hour.
3-2. There you go. I'm going to buy myself a lottery ticket. I told you, I'm working magic today.
Okay.
So he threw 10 pitches over 102.
102, correct.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
All right, we got a full count here against Nims. Here comes the payoff pitch. And Nims with the 1-out walk. So now we're on to Michael Wedgeworth, the catcher. He had his gear on, so that's always the weird spot, right? You're the catcher. You're standing in the on-deck circle. You got the leg guards on. There's 2 outs. Am I gonna hit? Am I going right back out there to go to work? And then you got to quickly get your stuff off and go out there and hit. Now the insult to injury is if he gets out on one pitch, and then he's got to go get the stuff on again. Nims taking off for second, showing that he just slid all the way across that bag, but able to come back and hold on. Of course, there was no throwdown, but slip and slide. Yeah, you don't need to pay for a slip and slide. You just need to come to LakePoint when it's wet.
Just don't randomly show up in the middle of a field during a game.
That's right. Hit to the third baseman. The throw, it pulls him off the bag, but he's going to be out. 2 more runs score, a 12-0 lead for the Edge. And we showed it pregame, but once again, here's our LakePoint athletes. It's Mother's Day weekend, giving their shout-outs to Mom and all that they've done, that Mom's done for their baseball careers.
Happy Mother's Day, Mom. You mean the absolute world to me. You've been my biggest supporter and my best friend since I was born. I can't thank you enough for the way you've raised me, the way you're always in my corner, and the way you always lift me up when I needed to be. I was blessed to have a mom like you, and I'll never forget what you've done for me. So I'm very incredibly thankful for you and for you to be my mom.
Happy Mother's Day, Mom. I love you. You play such a huge role in my life. I mean, you literally fly across the nation to watch me play. You'll be watching my sister play at Auburn and come here to watch a day. I mean, it's unbelievable. You do more than enough for me. Love you, Mom.
Happy Mother's Day, Mom. You've been at every game. You've made me snacks between games. You've been there the whole time, taking me to games before I got my license. You mean a lot to me. I couldn't do it without you. I appreciate you. I love you, Mom.
Great message there from our LakePoint athletes. And, man, shout out to all the moms out there on Mother's Day weekend. So many of them, I know, here on campus, getting to watch their babies go out there in action, playing baseball, basketball, volleyball, soccer, all here weekend long at LakePoint. And, all the team moms bringing the snacks, doing all that stuff, it's thankless at times. But if you're a kid out there who's got a mom that's taking you around on Mother's Day weekend, give her a hug. Give her thanks. Maybe go to the concession stand for her instead of the other way around. Get Mom some flowers. Do something nice. She's your mom.
Give Mom a pretzel.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Yeah. Or maybe you get her some Cajun fries.
For chance.
Yeah. So here in the month of May, we've got Cajun fries, and you can use an upgrade there. For 50 cents more, you get those upgraded as a combo meal. Maybe you get the buffalo chicken wrap, or maybe you go that route.
Maybe you get the chicken quesadilla.
Is that a good one?
It's real good.
Okay.
Our chicken quesadilla is one of the best chicken quesadillas.
Griffin Abel pops up, shortstop underneath it, hauled in by Ray for out number 1. So caught by Eastland Ray. I'll bring up now Cooper Bounds. Bounds is slid behind the plate here for the Monarchs. Thus far, been a 2-hit shutout for Thompson. He's got 4 strikeouts. A misty morning here at LakePoint. As much as we've seen it impact the base running, don't know that it's been an issue for the pitchers to this point.
No.
Doesn't feel like anybody's really missed.
I've only seen one throw where it kind of slipped out, and that was by catcher.
Ray gloves it again, and that one gets away from him. Maybe that is the time. He looked at his hand. So I said it. Again, I continue to have the power of manifestation throughout this broadcast today.
Can you manifest me $1,000 real quick?
Okay.
If it's working, it's working.
Yeah, well, so Ray's throw to first misses, so we will have Bounds at first with 1 out. So from Cooper Bounds now to Garrett Hutchison, the DH for the Monarchs. First error of this game. And yeah, Ray clearly looking at his hand after that throw, letting the world know that ball was damp.
Well, if you don't over, like, it's kind of like WWE. If you don't oversell it,
you got to sell it. You got to sell it.
People are going to be like, then why would you?
Yeah, how'd you miss that throw? But we've not seen to this point. We're not worried about throws over to get a new ball or asking for a ball to be towed off or anything along those lines. So it's clearly not to the point where it's impacting the pitchers. But if a ball hit on the ground, it's going to have its dampness.
Well, it's not like
situation.
It's not like it's like torrential downpouring.
No.
It's just
wet.
It's just there.
Third base has it, throws the second for one out. Do they get the second out at first? He, in fact, did. Nice job defensively. Then we go from May to Tubbs to Romeo for the inning-ending double play. And, man, what a great job by this defense for the Gulf Coast Edge. See if that's going to bring an end to this one. It is a 12-0 ball game, and yep, that's going to be it. So we have a run rule victory here for the Gulf Coast Edge. Man, if you're the Medlock Monarchs, you just won 14-0, and now you've lost 12-0. You still +2 in the run differential, so able to get that to come to an end. But man, just an unbelievable performance here from this Gulf Coast Edge lineup. They go 12 runs on 9 hits. Meanwhile, Wright Thompson gets 4 strikeouts, pitches a 2-hit shutout. I don't know what more you could have asked to see from the Edge team in this game.
I mean, pitching was phenomenal. They only had one pitcher.
Yeah.
I mean, the other Medlock had 3 pitchers trying to deal with. I mean, that just explosive lineup from top to bottom. I mean, there's only 3 guys on that entire team, on that entire Edge team that did not have a hit.
Yeah, and let's talk about the exit velos here. I go back to it again, but man, it just came in bunches. You had Braden Nims goes 103.8. Then you had Ray goes 82.2 with an RBI double. Comes back through with another double in the second inning. You got Colton Romeo goes 87 mile an hour for a single. Then he comes back with an 86 mile an hour triple in the second. Greenlee goes 89.1. Sullivan Davis goes 90.2. I'm focusing on these EVs, but to me it was part of a narrative for this Edge offense. These guys were swinging it. They were putting hard hit balls, barrels all over this lineup, which made it really tough to try to figure out what direction we were going to go for player of the game because all these guys came through in some fashion.
Yeah, I mean, they were hitting it hard, but they were also hitting it all over the place. They were finding gaps. They were, hitting it where they weren't, and that's the biggest thing. I mean, even though we talked about Nim's 103.8 hit, it's not like it didn't fly away, but it still was hard off the bat, and it was in a place they weren't, and just absolutely, it was heads-up hitting as well as it was just amazing rockets off the bat.
Yeah, and sharing the load because there were only 3 guys in that Edge lineup that didn't score a run. So that was just all over the place. Everybody was contributing. So when we look at player of the game, I look at the guy who filled up the box score the most. And to me, Eastland Ray has 2 doubles in this one. He has 2 hits, scores 2 runs, 2 RBIs. Eastland Ray, the Spanish Fort 2029, playing in his 3rd prep baseball event, really had, to me, the big moment there in the first inning. He has that 82-mile-an-hour RBI double, then comes back through with another RBI double in the second inning. Eastland Ray, player of the game.
Yeah, I mean, great hitting from everyone on that field. He did a great job defensively as well, and just absolutely...
Yeah, just at that one moment. I'm going to talk to him about it. The ball got away from him on that throw. Things were a little bit damp, but his defense able to pick him back up with an inning-ending double play. So no harm, no foul. They get out of here with a shutout victory. So nice job there by the Medlock Monarchs. And again, the Edge to get the win over the Medlock Monarchs. Pool play continuing all the way through the rest of today. We'll get the starter bracket play at 8 p.m. The top 12 teams will advance. I'm pretty sure you're going to see that Edge team making a good run. This has just been a really impressive lineup, and it's all going to lead to Sunday's championship game, which will be at 6 p.m. If you can't make it out here to the Baseball Village, or you just want to go back and watch it again, you can find all the games here live or on demand with LakePoint Live, powered by Aware TV and Pixelot. We will be back next week. What a week we've got in store here. The Academy Baseball Association will have broadcast Tuesday through Friday. Monday night, Home Run Derby. You're going to see a lot of guys who are going to hear their names called in July's MLB draft are going to be in action this next week. You're not going to want to miss that, but our broadcast, of course, will be available for free on Facebook, X, and YouTube, so make sure you check that out. Also, make sure you check out our interview with player of the game, Eastland Ray. That will be available on all the LakePoint social media channels. Until next time, for producer Maddie Bullock and Jack McCartney, I'm Cory McCartney, and for now, we're signing off from LakePoint Sports.